Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial, we're going to see how to design this button right here using HTML and CSS. So this is how this button looks. We can see that we have this animation over here. And if you hover over this button, we also have this hover effect. And when we click on the button, we have another effect. So this is what we're going to design in this video. Let's get started. Alright, so here I have created this folder called animated button and I just opened it with VS Code. Now let's create a new file called index.html. Let's create one more file called style.css. Now let's start with the index.html file. So you can just type exclamation and press tab and you will have this basic HTML5 code. And let's link our CSS file over here. Now the first thing is that we have this border around this button and it is also animating. So let's go ahead and create a div with a class of button wrapper. And in that for the button, let's add a button tag. Let's also give it a class and let's call it nebula button. Now in this button, we also have this glass effect where we can say that we have a little bit of lighter shade at the top. So further, let's create a span over here and let's give it a class of glass reflection. And let's create another span for the actual text. So let's type btn text. And here let's type initialize. Right now let's open this in our browser. So I have this extension called live server installed in VS Code. So once you have this installed, you can just go ahead and right click over here in the HTML file and click on open with live server. And here we can see our button is being displayed over here. Right now let's go ahead and start styling this. So first of all, let's bring this button to the center. And for that, let's go to the style.css file and let's target the body. Let's go ahead and tap margin 0. And let's set the minimum height to 100 viewport height. Let's set the display to flex, align items to the center and justify content to the center. Let's also add a background color and let's create a variable for this background color. So here let's create a root. Let's create a variable called bg color and let's set the value to 090A0F and let's add that color over here. So let's have var bg color. And if we go back, here we can see that our button is in the center. Now let's also use a font called Space Grotesque. So for that, let's go to Google Fonts. Right, so here I'm in fonts.google.com and let's search for Space Grotesque. Let's click on Get Font and Get Embed Code. Let's click on Import and let's copy this code from here and let's add it to our CSS. And now we will be able to use this font. So here, let's go ahead and type font family, space grotesque, and sans serif as a backup font. Right now, let's go ahead and add some styles to the button. So for the button, we have this class called nebula button. So let's target that. I'll just go ahead and type nebula button. And let's add a padding of 20 pixels and 60 pixels. And let's set the font size to 1.2 rem. Let's also use the grotesque font. So we can just have font family, inherit. So now we can see that the grotesque font is being used. Let's also set the cursor to pointer. And let's set the font weight to 700. And let's type text transform uppercase and also letter spacing of 2 pixels. Now let's go ahead and change the color of the text to white. And for the background of this button, let's type none. And let's also set the border to none. Let's add a border radius of 100 pixels so that we have rounded corners. And this is how it looks. Right now, let's go ahead and add some text shadow to this text. So here we can see we have this span with a class of button text. So let's type button text. Let's set the text shadow to 10 pixels, RGBA. 255, 255, 255 and 0.3. And now we can see that we have a little bit of text shadow over here for this text. If you increase this, you will be able to see it. So here we can see we have this text shadow of white color. Right now the next thing we need to do is we need to create this color which rotates. So for that, let's target the nebula button, but let's use the before selector in that. So let's type nebula button, : before. So for the content, we'll just type blank, and we'll set the position of this nebula button to position relative. And for the before, let's tap position absolute. Let's set the top position to 50% and left to 50%. Let's also set the width to 150%. And now let's tap background. Let's set it to conic gradient. And in this, let's tap from 0 degrees. And let's add 4 colors over here. So let's go ahead and create the variables right here. So let's create a variable called color1. Let's give it a hex value of 00f to fe. Then let's create color2. And for this, let's type for FACFE, and let's type color3. And here let's type F093FB. And let's type color4. Let's set the value to F5576C. Now let's use these colors. So let's scroll down. And here, let's go ahead and type var color1. And let's type var color2, var color3, and var color4. And in the end, let's also end it with color1. So we have a continuous color background. So let's type color1. All right, now we need to add a padding bottom of 150%. Now this will create a perfect square based on the width. So now if you go back, here we can see we have this background color. Let's also bring it exactly to the center. So here, let's also type transform, translate -50% for the x and the y axis so that it is exactly in the center. Now for this one, let's go ahead and set the z index to -2. So now the text is in front of the color. Now for the nebula button, let's also set the overflow to hidden so that we see only the part of the button. So let's type overflow hidden. So this is how it looks. Right, now the next thing we need to do is we need to spin this. So for that, let's create an animation. So let's type add keyframes. Let's call it spin. And here let's type from. So let's type transform, translate, -50%, -50%, and rotate. Let's set it to 0 degrees. And here let's tap 2 for the last frame. And here let's tap transform, translate, -50%, -50%, and rotate 360 degrees. So it will have a complete rotation. And let's use this spin animation over here. So let's tap animation, spin, and let's create a variable for the spin speed. So here, let's type spin speed. Let's set the value to 4 seconds. And let's also create a variable called transition speed, 0.5 seconds. All right, let's scroll down and let's use that value over here. So let's type spin, var spin speed, and linear so that it rotates with the same speed. Let's type infinite. So now if you go back, we can see that the color is rotating. Right, now the next thing we need to do is we need to create a mask so that we can just see this border of this animated color. So for that, let's use the after selector. So let's tap nebula button, : after, and let's set the content to blank. Let's tap position absolute. Let's tap inset 3 pixels so that the left, right, top and bottom positions are set to 3 pixels. Let's create a background. So let's create a variable for that. I'll just call it button core. Let's give it a value of 13151f. So here let's use the value. So let's type var button core, and this is how it looks. Let's also add a border radius. So let's type border radius. Let's set it to 97 pixels. And let's also send the background behind the text. So let's type z index of -1. Now we have also created a span called glass reflection. So let's use this. Let's go back and let's type glass reflection. Let's set the position to absolute, top to 0, left to 0, and let's set the width to 100%. Let's set the height to 50%. So this will just be at the top of this button, at the top part. Right, now let's add a background. So if we just add a background color over here, we can see that this is the portion. So let's set the background color to linear gradient. Let's set the value to 2 bottom, RGBA, 255, 255, 255, 0.15, and transparent. So it will go from this color to transparent. So now we can see we have this glass reflection effect. Let's set the index to 1. And let's also set the pointer events to none, because this is just for a decorative element. We don't need to click on this. Right, now let's add the hover and the click effects. So let's go ahead and type button wrapper. So it is this division right here, which is the container division. Let's tap hover, nebula button. So when you hover over this button, we need to add these styles to the nebula button. So let's tap transform, scale. Let's increase the scale to 1.05. Let's tap translate Y. Let's set it to -2 pixels. So this is how it looks. Let's also add smooth transition. So for that, let's go back to the nebula button, and here let's tap transition. Let's set it to transform 0.3 seconds, cubic bezier 0.175, 0.885, 0.32, and 1.275. You can experiment with these values and test out different transitions. So now if you hover over this is how it looks. Now for the button text also, let's add a transition. So let's tap transition, color, var, transition speed. Let's set it to ease. Now let's go back to the nebula button after, and let's add a transition over here as well. So let's tap transition. Let's set it to background, var, transition speed, ease, and opacity. Let's set it to var, transition speed, ease. So this will have transition for the background color and the opacity. Alright, now let's scroll down, and the next thing we need to do is target the nebula button after. So let's tap button, wrapper, hover, nebula button, after. And here let's set the opacity to 0.1. So this is almost transparent. So now if you hover over this is how it looks. Now when you hover over this button, we need to also add a different text shadow to this text. So let's go back, and here let's tap button wrapper, hover, button text. Let's tap color, let's set it to white, and let's tap text shadow. Let's set the value to 0015 pixels, RGBA 000 0.8. Let's add one more text shadow. So let's tap 005 pixels, RGBA 000 and 0.5 for the opacity. So now if you go back, and if I hover over this, we can see that we have this text shadow displayed over here. Right, now let's add the click effect. So now if you go back, here let's go ahead and tap button wrapper, active. Let's tap nebula button. So when the button is active, we need to tap transform. We need to set the scale to 0.95. So it will decrease the scale a little bit. So now if we click on this button, we can see that the scale decreases. So that's almost it with our button. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to add this idle animation. So if you don't do anything, we can see that the button increases and decreases the scale a little bit. So let's create an animation for that. Let's go back over here and let's type button wrapper, and let's set the position to relative, and here let's create an animation. Let's call it breathe. Let's set it to 3 seconds, ease in out, and infinite. So let's create this animation. Let's tap keyframes, breathe, and let's tap 0% and 100%. For these two, let's set the value to transform, scale 1, and for 50%, let's tap transform, scale. Let's set it to 1.02. For now, I'll just change it a little bit so that we can see that the animation is working. So we can see that the animation is working. So let's go back and let's change it back to 1.02. So now we can see that we have this breathing animation for this button, and we also have the hover effect and the click effect. So everything is working all right. So that's basically how you can create this animated button using HTML and CSS. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.